You have to start by identifying. What's going on, guys? Nate here, coming back at you with another video. Alrighty guys, hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Make that Monday your freaking, just kill it, guys. Kill it on Monday. So today's video, Motivational Monday, episode 2, all about problem solving. Kind of a story, kind of a lesson that I learned in problem solving just the other day, actually. I think it was actually probably about a week ago. But yeah, let's just jump into that right now. Hold on, just 1 second, just before we get into the meat of this video here. We just passed 100 subscribers, and I'm just so freaking stoked on it, dude. Like, you guys are just freaking amazing. You guys are just so sweet. I started this channel with no connections, no industry connections, didn't know anyone, and I still really don't. But anyone that's messaged me on Instagram that said kind words or asked for help that I helped out, thank you guys for allowing me the sweet, awesome opportunities. With that being said, let's do it. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna kind of start off with a little bit of a story here, kind of give some context as to what happened, and then kind of lead into the problem that I was about to solve incorrectly. So this actually happened in the fall, right? So I recently bought a Toyota Highlander from my uncle. I'm not much of a car person. I don't really care about cars. I want a cheap, reliable car. Toyotas are great. So I picked up a Toyota Highlander for my uncle for only $5,000. I was like, sweet, solid gas mileage, great car, reliable. Probably won't have to do that many repairs. Still haven't had to do a repair. But so on this particular day, I was chilling, at home, doing my work. My good friend Javen texted me, and she was like, hey, would you be able to pick me up from school? And I was like, dude, like, of course I can. I'm always there for a mate, right? So went to her school, picked her up, we're headed back to her house, which is about, let's see, probably 10 minutes away from my house, just a few miles. Anyway, you have to go over this overpass before you go onto the main road. So you have to go over this overpass, right? It was a really, really windy day, just to kind of give you guys some more details. Going down the overpass, right? I'm like, okay, going the speed limit. I'm not much of a speeder, to be honest. I'm not really a speed demon, but I was just going down the overpass, at the speed limit, going downhill. So got some momentum going, and the light's red, but as I'm about halfway down it, it turns green. I'm like, okay, and cars are gonna start moving. So I start to slow down a little bit, cool, just kind of cruising a little bit. But the cars haven't moved at all by the time that I get down there. So I just step on the brake, right? So it's just and then I just barely hit the back of this sports utility vehicle. And thankfully it was just barely, just a little bit. And it just kind of knocked the little bumper thing off the back of it, and it pops back in. But insurance had to get involved in everything, and it was kind of a mess. It honestly turned out okay. But anyway, the point of all this is that what happened was my car really didn't get damaged. Their car really didn't get damaged. But they're trying to get something out of it, right? People are kind of evil and just want to suck money out of you and just make something really big to, whatever. But anyway, so what happened exactly was there was pretty much little to no body damage on my vehicle. Yeah, sure, there were some scratches and all that, but what happened was my license plate got completely smashed in, dented in, whatever. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to fix this, right? And I actually put off fixing it until about a week ago. Not because I thought it was gonna be hard or just because for any other reason. It's just because I was being lazy, you know what I mean? Just because I was like, oh, whatever, I don't really care. I asked the cop lady that was there, and she's like, yeah, it's fine, as long as you can read it, it's okay. I was like, okay, but I just want it to kind of look okay, but I waited for a while to put it back, take it off and pound it out. So the reason that I'm telling you guys all this is because I learned a very, very important lesson in problem solving through pounding out my license plate, right? Hope you guys are enjoying the story so far. Sorry if it's kind of long. So I went ahead and asked my dad. I was like, so what tool do you think would be good to, take my license plate off and, get everything off and pound it out? I was like, obviously, I know I need a hammer or something to pound it out. That's pretty obvious. I think anyone with a brain could be like, yeah, you just pound it out with a hammer. Cool. But how do you take it off? And I was like, hey dad, you think a socket wrench, a ratchet, or maybe just a regular wrench? He's like, yeah, we have a socket set in the garage and some wrenches. And I was like, okay, dope. He's like, they're metric though, so it might not work. But I was like, well, it is a foreign car, so it might work. So I went out there, right, with a socket set, a good amount of wrenches, and then the hammer, right? because I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like I have like every wrench possible, every size. So like this is gonna be perfect, right? Little did I know, I didn't even identify the problem first and how to fix the problem, right? I didn't even identify the tools that I needed, and I didn't even really properly identify the problem. Because, guys, I really hope you take something away from this video, because my dad talked to me about it the next morning. Like, not like talked to me about it, but he was like, hey, like, I think there was like a really important lesson in that, you know, yesterday about taking off your license plate. And I was like, really? Okay. Like, and he explained it to me, and that's what is inspiring me to make this video, to pass this along to you guys. But I didn't even identify what tools I needed to solve the problem, right? I was just like, yeah, like I just know that it's going to be, you know, a wrench or a socket set or something like that. But it turned out that it needed to be a Phillips screwdriver. And I was like, if I would have just gone out to my car 10 feet from my house and said like, okay, like let's see what kind of, you know, nut or bolt this is that needs to be taken off, identify that problem, then get the tools needed afterwards. Not just gather up as many tools as possible that I think are going to help, but I actually needed to identify first, which I didn't. And to this day, I am never going to forget that lesson that I learned. Just think about it, guys. That is so important. I'm going to give you guys a couple examples of how this is practiced in different industries and how other people use this tactic. And what I was doing absolutely made no sense, and that I'll never do it again, and always identify the tools that I need to solve the problem. So just think about this. You go to the doctor's office and they just try to prescribe you some sort of opiate for whatever without even hearing what your problem is. What if a doctor just gave you some random medication because you said that you felt sick? No, the doctor always identifies the problem and the tools needed to fix your problem, which is usually an illness, and then they prescribe afterwards, right? They identify the problem, the tools or medication needed to help you get better, and then they prescribe, right? Now also, think about a psychologist, okay? You go into the psychologist, they don't just start offering you advice on how to make your life better, or, you know, just how to improve yourself without listening to your problems. And then they take your problems and assess your problems and then give you the accurate tools that you need to either stop, you know, not like just get out of depression or just improve your life or anything like that. They always hear what your problems are, and then upon hearing those problems, think about them and then assess your problems, and then give you the appropriate tools that you need to achieve what you're trying to achieve. They don't just hear your problems and then say, oh yeah, like this is what you need to do immediately, without thinking about what tools are necessary to achieve the desired result. Lastly, think about this. Let's say you want to make more money. And if you're watching any of my videos, that's probably one of the main reasons you're watching my videos. Maybe like the self-improvement side or just the marketing side, but most of you guys probably just want to make money, right? You want to make more money. So how do you do that? You don't just say, oh, I want to make more money, and then just start like collecting cans, or just like, I don't know, selling socks on the side of the road. Like, what you want to do is say, hey, I want to make more money. My problem is that I'm not making enough money. I want to make more money. So you've assessed the problem, and then you want to gather the necessary tools to make more money. You're not just going to say, I want to make more money, and then do it. You don't have a problem, then solve the problem immediately. You get the problem, gather the tools necessary to solve that problem, and then you go about executing that plan or solution. So let's just give an example, right? So you want to make more money because you don't make enough money, right? You want to make 10 grand a month. You want to make 20 grand a month. You want to make 150 grand a month. So let's say you're a teacher and you're only making 3 grand a month. And so you see online, you see the good old Ty Lopez talking about how you can make money on Shopify, or hear Hayden Bowles about how you can just make millions on Shopify. And you're like, okay, great, I want to make money on Shopify because that's going to make me more money. But you don't just say, hey, here's my problem, I don't make enough money, I'm going to go to Shopify and start making money. No, you get the tools necessary, you develop the skills, the marketing skills, just the content skills, the content creation skills, ad skills, you know, just all those types of skills in order to make more money. So obviously the problem is that you're not making enough, you want to make more, so you see Shopify. So you gather the appropriate tools to be successful on Shopify, and that means developing certain skill sets, certain abilities. So guys, just the point of this entire video is identify the problem first And then next, identify the tools needed to fix that problem. Don't just start chipping away at the problem immediately. Once you realize that there's a problem, what you want to do is you want to first get the necessary tools. Because what I did with my car situation, pounding out my license plate, I was just like, okay, I know the problem is that my license plate is jacked up, it needs to be pounded out. And I know for sure that it's gonna take some sort of wrench tool. But it didn't even take the wrench tool, it needed a Phillips screwdriver. So that's just like, it just blows my mind that I was just like, oh yeah, I know for sure what tools I'm gonna need without really looking deeply at the problem. Alrighty guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video and got something out of it. If you got any sort of value out of this video at all, please leave a like if you really liked it. If you really liked it, make sure to subscribe. We're building a super duper cool community here where we're just all about helping each other out, growing together, because giving information and spreading knowledge to one another and networking with each other, that's never gonna hurt you. People think that giving stuff away, giving knowledge away, that's gonna hurt you and somehow hurt your business or entrepreneurship ventures, but that's just simply not true despite popular belief. Anyway, I got an appointment with my CPA in about probably like 8 minutes now, so I really gotta go. But I really hope you guys have an outstanding day. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. We just passed 100 subscribers, like I was saying. You guys are so freaking sweet. This is just the beginning, guys. Genuinely hope you have a great Monday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.